happy to be joined by Brian Clark this morning. He is the CEO and General Manager at 4County Electric Power Association. That's where we're broadcasting live today. That's where the big ceremony and the official announcement of the 4 mega site is happening. Not exactly something that you can keep under wraps until you get to the official grand opening when you talk about the scale, Brian, of this project and the previous projects here in the Golden Triangle.
Amen, brother. You've met Joe Max, right?
Yeah, I have.
Yep, so you can't hide anything, right? Joe's going to say it.
What did he tell us that Taco was his nickname in college?
Taco.
I think he did say that, yeah.
I think that's
among
what he
others.
said. And I told him, I said, you're going to be Taco to me from here on out. So you are the person that is solely responsible for providing all the power for all of these mega sites, right?
No, actually, some of it comes from TVA.
I know. It's probably good that is not your sole responsibility. You know, one of the things that's been interesting to me as I've learned more about these mega sites over the last few years is the role that power plays in making these go. And I guess it's something I probably should have thought about in the past, but the utilities piece of what these major corporations need, industrial corporations need, it's pretty staggering what some of their needs are.
Yes, and it's a make-or-break deal, right? Like you said, most people don't think about that as being a hinge point.
Yeah.
But that's one reason Mississippi's been so attractive, right? TVA over the decades has had plenty of power. And over the past couple of years, TVA has had its constraint on power. But the positive is TVA is in the process right now of building 3,500 megawatts of new power plants.
Okay.
The total in the next couple of years is going to be 5,500 megawatts of power. So it's coming. Now, you can't look at TVA and say, well, they didn't plan for this, because the entire nation is in the same position, right? Mm-hmm. So no matter where you look. But we've been very attractive here because we've done a good job at landing stuff in the past. Yokohama, Packard, the steel mill. Most of those big plants, like the steel mill, direct serves from TVA. The steel mill, most people don't know this, is the largest direct served customer in the Tennessee Valley, all the way down here in Mississippi. Huge, 300 megawatts, up to 400 megawatts. They're doing a great job. TVA is doing a great job getting them powered. The 4 mega site across the street, and I don't want to steal Joe's thunder, but 4, right?
Sure.
5. How many places have 5 mega sites?
I can't imagine that there are that many. Certainly not in rural southern states.
Correct. And then how many have 4? None. How many have 3? None. How many have 2? None. So first place in the Tennessee Valley that's got 5 mega sites. It's because of location, the things that we offer, and the power being a part of it.
Yeah.
And we couldn't do it without partners, right? TVA, 4County. If it's a smaller load, less than 120 megawatts, we'll serve it. Our largest customer right now is about 10 megawatts. So you see a big jump from 10 to getting to 120 megawatts.
Numbers are hard on the radio sometimes. Can you try to explain or at least kind of paint the picture of how much a megawatt of electricity is?
So think of 4County Electric Power Association. We're in 9 counties.
Okay.
We have 52,000 meters on our system.
Have y'all thought about rebranding to 9 counties?
No, we like our name. And, yeah, I think we'll just stick with it. You got all
the business cards already made.
That's right. The sign's on the front, and it rings off your tongue. So 52,000 meters across 9 counties. Mm-hmm. 40,000 of that are homes. We have a lot of small commercial. Those of you not familiar with our area in the Golden Triangle had a lot of growth, right?
Yeah.
That entire system, our entire system, 52,000 meters, has about a 300 megawatt load.
Okay.
So take 9 counties, 52,000 meters, that same amount of power goes to one plant at the steel mill to make that steel. That gives you a scope of how much megawatt is.
Do they have more than 1 meter there, or does it just all run through 1 meter to?
No, there's a smaller meter for the office that we serve, but the big meter that gives power to the mill is TVA.
There you go. Is that a fun bill to send out at the end of every month?
Well, the office bill is not that big, right?
No, I'm talking about the big bill.
Well, TVA sends that, so that's not
There you go. There you go. It is interesting when you talk about partnership because it's not something where you're generating all the power on site and sending that over. What's it been like to work with TVA? Because people are TVA, and that's the power authority, but you've also got this Tennessee Valley Authority that is people that are appointed to the board that are overseeing it, and they're trying to figure out how you're buying power and how you're generating power and how it gets distributed. What's that relationship like?
So there's different levels to it, right? The frontline staff, a lot of them work in our communities. They live on our system. They're made up of us. They're great to deal with. TVA does a lot from economic development standpoint, helping us with the Cinco mega site. They also help us on grants and programs to help schools, to help different not-for-profit communities in our footprint. All the way up to, we have a TVA board member that lives up on Holly Springs system in North Mississippi, Bill Rennick. He's doing a good job on TVA's board. As you know, Trump fired a couple of TVA board members, so that's going to be a process to get that done.
Sure.
Right now, there's not enough board members to take any board action. They don't have a quorum. So they'll have to get through that later this year, get somebody appointed to where they can take some action. But TVA is still operating. The thing I like the most is they've admitted that they need more power, and they're building more power plants.
Sure.
Now, personally, I'd love to see a nuclear plant in Mississippi.
Yeah.
They're looking at them in Tennessee. There's a power plant in Cheatham County, Tennessee, that they're trying to build. It's a gas plant, and the community's not really on board. They're getting a lot of pressure. But the stark contrast to that is TVA's building a gas-fired plant in Caledonia, and they rolled out the red carpet. I mean,
you've rolled out the red carpet for us today as well. Thanks so much. We got to take a quick break.
Sure.
Glad to have you along for the ride on this Thursday morning. The weekend is just around the corner. This hour of the Mornings with Richard Cross is brought to you by MWG Employer Services. Running a business is tough, and if you're struggling with HR, benefits, and payroll, you're not alone. That's where MWG Employer Services comes in. They provide a full range of employer services, plus a custom plan that fits you. Give them a call today, 601-206-7966, or go online to MWGEmployerServices.com. We got cut short there at the end and wanted to finish the conversation up with Brian Clark, CEO, General Manager, 4County Electric Power Association. Today is the official unveiling of the Cinco mega site. And, Brian, it's hard, I think, I'll let you speak to this instead of me just assuming, but to put into words or understanding just how much goes in to getting to this point. And we haven't gotten to the point where you've got new buildings that are being constructed or contracts that have been signed, unless Joe Max is going to break something for us on the air this morning in terms of tenants. But the work that goes into getting this ready so that you can say to a tenant, we're here, we're ready, all you got to do is come in and press go.
Yep. So the most of the work is done by Joe Max and his team at the Link office. They've done a lot of the legwork for months to get to this point, right? No substations have been built yet. No infrastructure from the electric standpoint has been built yet. But it's a lot of legwork for them to get the land deal put together, to get the option put together, and actually get to purchase.
Right.
Several months. It's a huge deal for us. Like we said a while ago, Cinco is 5, right? But it's a really big deal for me personally at 4County because it's right across the street from our office. Whatever goes there, we're going to be seeing it every day, and we look forward to seeing it.
Yeah. Well, and seeing those other 4 and the impact that they've had. You've been here 20 years, been in this Golden Triangle area. Talk to me a little bit about the transformation and what it's looked like from when that first site came online to where we are now.
Yeah, I would say, what's the old saying, raising waters, raise all boats, right? Yeah. A simple way to look at it, and it could be a positive or a negative, is years ago coming to work at 5 in the morning on the interstate from the house 20 miles from here, you might see 2 cars. Now at 4:30 and 5 in the morning, it's like Talladega, 2 lanes wide, coming all the way to work. You try to exit, and the traffic is backing up into the highway.
Yes, I am well aware. I am well aware. I ran into that this morning.
Yes, I think.
But everybody knows where they're going. They're still moving pretty well.
No accidents that I know of. But that's one thing. The other is a lot of houses are being built. You can see people's disposable income going up in the area. So it's changed a lot in 20 years from not having a whole lot of industry going on before then to explosive growth of when we go to Link meetings with Joe. Joe's always bringing somebody that's looking in our area all the time.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a dull time. It's not slow. Somebody's always looking. It's fast-paced, and it's never dull.
Well, and it's fascinating when you tell the story of the Golden Triangle, and I know this is specific to West Point, but I think it's representative of the larger region and maybe even the larger state. Part of that story is, well, when Bryan Foods / Sara Lee closed down, everybody was left with, oh, my goodness, where do we go from here? There were so many jobs that came from that. And you go through that difficult time into this period where all anybody is talking about is industrial growth And frankly, that's not happening all over the United States.
No, we're in a great place. We're blessed. God's blessed us. As you said, West Point went through some dark times. Bryan Foods was a big plant that shut down.
Absolutely.
A lot of employees, I don't know how many, but probably hundreds, 900 employees probably, that were out of a job. And then to have a big plant like Yokohama come in, it raises the spirit in that community. You can see it and feel it when you're there. Before Yokohama came and some of these other plants, PACCAR, the steel mill, aluminum mill, you could feel it. It's just a great place to be with a positive attitude now.
Yeah, it's a lot of really good stuff going on. Brian, thanks for stopping by this morning. Great to visit with you.
Thank you for having me,
Continued
Richard.
success. It's going to be a fun day.
Yes, sir, it is.
Brian Clark, CEO, General Manager at 4County Electric Power Association, visiting with us on Mornings with Richard Cross. Coming up in just a little bit, Tripp Harston and Leroy Brooks will join us. They are supervisors here in Lowndes County. Joe Max Higgins will be by. I don't know what he's selling today, but I'm sure we'll all be buying by the time he's done. Todd Wells, who's plant manager at PACCAR, and also Matt Dowell from the Golden Triangle Regional Airport, all coming along this morning. We're glad to be